Hello students, let's see the reactions of ethers. So the first reaction is reaction with hydrogen halide HX. So ether reacts with hydrogen halide, it will form alcohol and an alkyl halide. So the bond cleavage is taking place here. So this bond will break and this reacts with HX to produce an alcohol and alkyl halide. So if this hydrogen halide is limited, we will get these products. If hydrogen halide is excess, so this hydrogen halide is in excess amount, this ROH produced in the first step, that is that reacts with one more molecule of HX and produces alkyl halide and water. So in total we will get two molecules of alkyl halide if hydrogen halide is present in excess. So let's try to an example. C2H5O C2H5. So this is an example of ether. This is actually diethyl ether. When it reacts with hydrogen iodide, a hydrogen halide. So if this is excess, in the first step, this bond will break and form C2H5 C2H5OH and C2H5I. In the second step, this C2H5OH reacts with one more molecule of HI and produces C2H5I and H2O. So in this reaction we will get two molecules of alkyl halide. Two molecules of alkyl halide is formed in this case. So we can write one aromatic ether. So this is an example of aromatic ether. This is methyl phenyl ether, or we can say anisole. So another name of this particular ether is called, another name is anisole. So when anisole reacts with HI, actually this bond, so this CO bond will break. So this bond, this CO bond will not break. So we know that this carbon, so this carbon is an sp2 hybridized carbon, and there is a possibility of resonance here, and there is a possibility of partial double bond character due to resonance, and this will be a double bond. There is a partial double bond character due to resonance, and it is difficult to break that bond. So this CO bond is stronger, but this CO bond is weaker. So this bond will break. So in this case both are alkyl groups, any of the CO bond will break. Here this CO bond is weaker and this CO bond is stronger. So this CO bond will break and we will get OH. So it will be a phenol. So a phenol will be formed and CH3I. So CH3I will be the byproduct. So this is the reaction if you are taking anisole. So when anisole reacts with HI, that is a hydrogen halide, we will get phenol and an alkyl halide. So here we need to know what is the reason why there is a breakage in this CO bond. So here this is also a CO bond, but this CO bond will not break. This is a strong bond due to resonance, or there is a partial double bond character due to resonance. So this carbon is sp2 hybridized carbon. So there is a possibility of resonance and there will be a partial double bond character. So this bond will be stronger, but in this case there is a weaker bond. So this CO bond is weaker and this bond will be breaking and we will get a phenol. So this is the reaction with anisole. Now let's see another reaction. So first reaction is reaction with hydrogen halide, and second reaction is actually electrophilic substitution reaction. So in the case of aromatic ether, we will see electrophilic substitution reaction also. So those reactions are due to the presence of ring. So in aromatic ether, there is a phenyl group or there is a benzene ring. So due to the presence of that ring, we can see there is electrophilic substitution reaction. So we need to take an aromatic ether. So we can take anisole itself. So this is anisole. So due to the presence of the ring, we can expect electrophilic substitution reaction. Here there is a group OCH3, that is an alkoxy group, or here it is methoxy group. So this alkoxy group or this methoxy group, this group is ortho-para-directing. So this is ortho-para-directing. We know that there is the possibility of resonance. So there are two lone pairs here. So we can draw resonance structures for this. So we can draw the resonance structures for anisole. So first of all, there is electrons are shifted towards here, and this bond will be shifted towards here, and the first resonance structure will be here. There is a positive charge, and here there is a double bond, here there is negative charge, and two bonds are like this. Now this charge will be shifted like this, and or this electrons are shifted towards here, and this will be shifted towards here, and we can draw the resonance structures like this. So this is the same, and there is a bond, and here there is a charge, and also there is a bond. Now this is the way of shifting of electrons, and we can write the structure like this. So this is the same, and this bond here, and there is a bond here, and there is a charge. Now this charge is shifted towards here, or this electrons are shifted towards here. So this charge will changes to a bond, and this bond or this electrons are again shifted to this oxygen, and we will get the last structure like this. So this will be the bond, and again there is a single bond, and O gets the lone pairs again, and this is the structure. So these are the resonance structures of anisole, where we can see the negative charge is concentrated in the ortho and para position. So these two are the ortho position, and this is the para position. So from the resonance structures, it is clear that there is electron density, more electron denser regions are ortho and para. So ortho para positions are more electron denser, so the incoming electrophile or the electrophile will attach to the ortho and para position. So we can say alkoxy group is ortho para directing. Now let's see different electrophilic substitution reaction. One is halogenation itself. So we can write halogenation first, anisole. First one is halogenation. Here bromine in ethanoic acid. So that is the reagent. So bromination, actually it is bromination. So bromine, that is the electrophile. Br will be the electrophile, and incoming Br will attach to the ortho and para position, since OCH3 group is ortho para directing. So the product will be, there are two products. One is ortho bromoanisole and para bromoanisole. And para isomer will be the major product. So para product will be the major. So orthobromoanisole and parabromoanisole. Orthobromoanisole and parabromoanisole. Then second electrophilic substitution reaction is nitration, and the reagent is HNO3 and H2SO4, and the incoming electrophile is NO2, and that also will be attached at the ortho and para position. So NO2 in the ortho position and NO2 in the para position. So ortho nitroanisole and para nitroanisole. Then comes Friedel-Crafts alkylation. So Friedel-Crafts alkylation, we can take CH3Cl in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. So Friedel-Crafts alkylation, we know the alkyl group is substituted in the ortho and para position. So CH3 group is the alkyl group. So CH3 will be the electrophile and CH3 group will be substituted in the ortho and para position. So we can write the name as the derivative of toluene. So if there is CH3 group on benzene ring, it will be toluene. So if this is the first position, this is the second position. So we can write the name as 2, this is methoxy group. So this is 2-methoxy toluene. This is 2-methoxy toluene. Here it is, if this is the first position, since we are going to write it as the derivative of toluene. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it will be 4-methoxy toluene. Then we can write Friedel-Crafts acylation also. Acylation. Here the reagent will be CH3COCl. CH3COCl. Here we can write the products as, it is also orthoisomer and para isomer. COCH3 will be the electrophile, and we will get orthoisomer and para isomer. So COCH3 will be attached at the ortho position and para position. Here we can write it as a derivative of ketone, that means CO is there, and this will be, if this compound is actually without OCH3, we can write this is acetophenone. So this is acetophenone, this is a ketone. So this will be the first position, this will be the second position. So it will be 2-methoxy acetophenone. So likewise we can name this compound also, that is 4-methoxy acetophenone. So 4-methoxy acetophenone is the para isomer and 2-methoxy acetophenone is the ortho isomer. So in electrophilic substitution reaction, we should know the alkoxy group is ortho para directing. This is ortho para directing, and the incoming electrophile will attach at the ortho and para position. So from the resonance structures, it is clear that the ortho and para positions are more electron denser, and the electrophile will attach at the ortho and para position. So in halogenation, the halogen will attach at the ortho and para position. Nitration, the nitro group, NO2 group will attach at the ortho and para position. Alkylation, the alkyl group attached at the ortho and para position. And acylation, in the case of acylation, CH3CO or COCH3, that will be the electrophilic part, and that will also attach at the ortho and para positions. And in all the cases, para product will be the major product. So this is about the reactions of ethers.